In episode 5.6 of Unshuffled, we check out the latest album from Abrams. It's called Loon. Let's go ahead and have a listen. Welcome, listeners. Welcome back to all our regulars, and a special welcome to any new listeners out there. This is Unshuffled. We are bringing back the album. We're doing it band by band, album by album. And this is a band we've done before, and then they released an album. We came back to them, and they released another album. We came back to them. I think this is our most come back to band, Scotty. So, yeah, I'm your host, Matt. My man in Japan, Scotty D, is about to tell us about the album and the band. So who is it, Scotty? What do we got?
I will. Well, I was thinking it's either this band or Ghost, of the ones that we've come back to the most. This is Abrams. This is their newest album, Loon, released on April 17th, 2026, produced by Abrams and no one else. The label, it's on Blues Funeral Recordings, which, did you get his name? The only other guy from Metal
Chad,
Man,
I think.
There, okay. And recorded
Friend of the
Green
show.
Door, friend of the show. Recorded at Green Door Recordings, Denver, Colorado. Album artwork, Sam Grant, which I think is different than the last couple. I think they had, if I remember correctly, there was the same person, Samantha Muljak, had done the last couple albums.
Yeah. She's done maybe two or three. And there was someone else. They had one album on Small Stone with a different album artist, and then went back to Muljak. But now they're with this. It's Sam Grant. And I quite like the artwork. We can talk about it in a sec.
Yeah. And then the lineup has stayed the same from the last album. We've got Zach Amster on guitar and vocals, Taylor Iverson on bass and vocals, Ryan DeWitt on drums, and Graham Zander coming back for extra guitar work.
Yeah, so they've changed. I mean, Zach Amster's been there, and Iverson, was he on the first album? I can't remember, but like Zach Amster seems to be the sort of driving force in the band. He's the one that's been there since the start. They've had a couple of different drummers, and Iverson and Amster have sort of formed this strong pairing for the last few albums, at least. I like this lineup. And I think they're all pretty good on this album. We can talk about individual performances soon. Well, we'll get to it later in the Band Brownlow, of course, everyone's favourite segment. The Band Brownlow. Now, listeners, if you haven't listened to the show before, just to fill you in, we're going to talk about 4 songs in particular, or 4 songs each. We're going to discuss the opener. We're each going to discuss our killer track, the best track off the album, the grower, the track that grew on us, and maybe we'll get onto filler, although we often skip that because we're generally positive dudes, but sometimes we highlight a little bit of filler here and there. So we reserve the right to do that anyway. And then we'll discuss Band Brownlow and a couple of other things. But if you haven't listened to this album yet, it's out on Bandcamp. You can download it from there. You can buy the CD from Bandcamp. The label is Blues Funeral, very good label. You can get it through the label as well. It's probably on Spotify too. Were you listening on Spotify, Bandcamp? What did you do, Scotty?
For me to get it in Japan, it's no joke. $4,000 for me to have it shipped. It was not an option. Oh, right. So I just listened to it on Apple Music.
Okay, because I was actually impressed because through the Bandcamp link, you can get there's a link for US customers and a link for European customers. So I was able to get the CD shipped, at a fairly reasonable price, and you get the download with that as well. Nice thing about the CD for this album is that you get the lyrics, which, as you discovered, I think, Scotty, they're pretty hard to find on the internet.
Yeah, I found 2 songs No, I
Yeah,
found the lyrics to one song actually. I think I said
right.
two songs, but one of them didn't actually have it.
Okay. The lyrics, I mean, you think they're clear, you think you can hear what he's singing, but then when you actually stop and think, without the lyric sheet, it sometimes can be hard to decipher. So maybe imagine your standout lyrics going to be a challenge for
Right now it's empty.
you. Whereas I've got the cheat sheet here.
You do.
So yeah, worth buying for that alone. My only complaint about the CD is that the second half of the lyrics are hidden behind the CD in the cover, but and there's no booklet or anything. But oh well, I'll take what I can get. Nice to have the lyric sheet in front of me anyway, and a very nice bit of album artwork. Before we get into the tracks, your thoughts on the cover?
I'm looking at it now. It's cool. I'm trying to figure. I can't tell. Is it computer generated or does it look like a kind of like a red washed photo?
No, I don't think it's computer generated. It looks
No.
like just an image of a wave on the ocean,
Yeah. Okay.
but they've put it into red, and then the word Loon is above it in sort of, it looks like
Uh,
the moon rising over the ocean.
yeah, I like the style. I like the way that the font is sort of splattered.
Yeah,
It's kind of a cool look.
yeah, very nice cover.
Yeah,
So
I
well
like it.
done, and some red tinged. There's a nice red tinged band photos inside and at the back, all very stylish. So well done to Blues Funeral and the band for putting such a nice package together. I'm sure the vinyl looks good as well. Might be something you can chase up when you're back in the States, Scotty.
I'm looking at it right now on the. It's kind of a marble, like a kind of smoky blue and gray. Yeah, marble.
Yeah, Blues Funeral tend to put a bit of effort into their vinyl packaging, so that might be worth chasing up listeners if you like this album. All right, let's get into the detailed discussion of the tracks. And as always, we'll start with the opener. Do you want to go first, Scotty?
Yeah, I shall. Opener is Glass House, which is the only one that we seem to have been able to find a video for. It was kind of, as I was looking at it, it was described as a smack in the face on one of the reviews I was looking at. And I make note of that because the guitars and the drums and everything just kind of comes in with sort of this intensity that sets the mood right out of the gate. The band's sound has changed in the six albums since we've started really listening to them, and I think they've kind of sort of locked into this sound that they have now. And I think this it's a it's a perfect first track, opening track that sets the sound, the mood for the rest of the album.
Hmm. Agreed. Yeah, very aggressive opener. A statement of intent. And it jumps around a lot of tempo changes.
Mm.
The opening riff is very manic, but then there's a sort of, the chorus is a bit more catchy. And there's a really fast, almost heavy metal closing section. It sounds great. It's really well mixed. They are obviously making a statement by putting this song as the first song on the album. It's the song that has the film clip to it. It's the only one you've been able to find lyrics for. And I think they're trying to highlight the fact that this new album is something different. It's a different direction in a way for this band, although in some ways it goes back to their first album, which we can talk to a little bit as we go through. But yeah, very aggressive and stands out for that reason, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And as always, the the first song sets the tone, and this does a great job of doing that, as you said. All right, you got a killer.
I do. So, well, kind of. I had two,
Kind of.
and well, I have two killers,
Two killers.
and I wasn't able to decide on which one to go with. But I
Mike,
think
this is
the
a first.
well, so I wrote my reasons for both, and then just figured I would figure it out on the spot. So this is me figuring it out on the spot, and I think I'm going to go with How Did I Lose My Mind?
Mm. That
Um,
noises me changing my notebook page too. How did I lose my mind? Okay.
Yeah. The bass and drums do so much of the heavy lifting in the song. It's built around this sort of massive and hypnotic bass line that just kind of anchors that whole first half of the song. There's that driving groove that pulls you in before the rest of the band just kind of comes in. The verses build to that atmosphere. You sort of just, it's the mood. Again, they're just sort of building and adding on mood. And then it kind of it. Do you know what it felt like to me? It felt like the perfect mid-album sort of reset. Right.
Yeah.
This was just kind of, it's the perfect, and I don't know where it falls, but it would
It's
be,
probably first track on side 2, I imagine.
yeah, it would be the perfect sort of second first track, I guess, of the album. So yeah, I guess my killer was between that or White Walls, and I think I'm gonna go with that one.
Yeah, I really like the bass on that. I made a note. That sort of rumbling, big rumbling bass line. Sense of dread, menace. In some ways, because of the stuttering nature of the rhythm. What was your other choice? White Walls.
White Walls.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
It
So
really
it's
reminds.
similar in some ways, that stuttering, syncopated rhythm. So the two songs are a little similar that you've chosen. Interestingly, it's got a White Walls has that double kick bit near the end.
Yeah.
I almost thought it was Black Gaze for a moment. Now I know what Black Gaze is. I'm going to be throwing that in every chance I get.
Yeah. What about you? What was your killer?
My killer's the last one, Sirens, and in some ways, it's different to the rest of the album. Like, it's not that aggressive, fast tempo that they've been pushing earlier on in the album. So it took me back a little bit to the last track on Modern Ways, which was called Marionette. That was another album where I thought the killer, the standout song, the killer, was the last song on the album. This one's the slowest song on the album. It's the only time they really get soaring, and I love it when they start to soar. That's one of our drink words, by the way, new listeners. Soaring. If you've got a little shot of something there, but they do it so well, I think. The bass rings out again here. So the bass is very prominent throughout the album, very noticeable, and I just like the way it builds up to the chorus. It's got a great build up. I like the lyrics. I like the lyrics throughout the album. Actually, I think they've come a long way lyrically, this band. And yeah, to me, my favourite moments of this band are when they really get expansive and start to open up. And so to me, this is them at their best, or what I think of as their best. And it's got a dog bark to finish. So.
So
I think there's a dog barking now, coincidentally. It's gone quiet.
Okay.
No, you'll hear it, listener. Better than the cat meowing like last time.
So Sirens is my grower, actually.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and for all the reasons you mentioned, again, the mood, it's such a great way to end the album. But the other thing that I think is worth noting about this album, and it comes through before this song, but the singing, just the vocals in general, have gotten stronger, and it shows through on various tracks on this album, and just Sirens is one of them.
Yep. Agreed.
So, yeah, it's just a great, dramatic, heavy finish to the album.
Yeah, a little bit different to the rest of the album, don't you think?
Yeah. Oh no, it's definitely the sort of their more mood setting piece.
Yeah. My grower is Last Nail, track 3. I'm not against the direction they've gone with. So I'm picking out the songs that are less like the rest of this album. It doesn't mean I don't like the rest of this album. I actually like the sort of discordant and atonal stuff they've gone back to. And I like the way they've linked back to their first album on this. Having said that, Last Nail and the one I just mentioned, Sirens, are more like their more recent stuff. more catchy, more upbeat. But yeah, what do I like about Last Nail? I like the fact that every band member offers something. You can hear each
Hmm.
band member clearly, especially the bass. I've mentioned it a couple of times already. It just really rings through loud and clear on this album and on this song. So to me, Last Nail was just a really nice 4 minute rock song, you know, and perhaps a bit of a respite after a challenging, great. The first two songs are really good, but quite aggressive and discordant. And this one is just, oh yeah, here we go. We're back to something I can tap my toes to. So for
So
that, I don't know. For that reason, it's my grower.
okay, so I had no filler, but my standout moment was Last Nail, and
Oh, there you go.
it was the moment the drums. It was the moment the drums where Ryan DeWitt, the drummer, just kind of kicks in and shifts the song right from the verses into kind of that where it kind of opens up and
Yep.
becomes just kind of a bigger, more expansive song. It's that moment where it's just almost like DeWitt's drumming is the one that opens that door between the transition of the song.
Mm. Yeah, I really like the drumming. I just like this band. They're a good band. I'm glad we've
Very
stuck
good.
stuck with this band.
No.
I don't have any filler either. I think this one is a really solid album. I like the fact that it's 10 tracks. They're all around the 4 minute mark. Nothing ever seems to go on too long. Just 10 solid songs, so no filler from me either. Standout moment. Oh, I haven't actually identified one yet. I'm going to say there's a track called "A State of Mind," and it stood out to me. This is track. What is it? It's
7.
after your. So yeah, it's the one after your favorite.
Yep.
It's track 7, and it stood out to me because it took me to by surprise back to one of my favorite bands from the early '90s called Sugar, and it just felt like a Sugar song. This mid-tempo. It was like "What You Want It to Be" or something from Sugar. So I don't know. That stood out to me as again, it was catchy and sort of relaxed and accessible, but just the fact that it tickled that um, little nostalgic itch for me there with a little throwback to Sugar and even maybe further back to something like Heroes by David Bowie. I just like the tempo and the relaxed feel of that song. So that's my standout moment, the start in particular of A State of Mind.
I didn't lock into the Sugar. I with that song there
Do you
was
like Sugar?
something. Yeah, I like Bob Mould.
Yeah,
I kind of I think I didn't I got I listened to Sugar by going backwards from listening to
right.
Bob Mould.
Okay.
Um, but I really like the doubling of the vocals on that song, and
Mm.
I don't know if that's the two your man there, the both of them singing together, or if I can never tell
I
when.
can never tell either, and I made a note somewhere, and there's like,
Yeah,
is who's singing where? They've got
yeah,
kind of similar voices.
right. But the chorus is super familiar to me, and I don't know why. I couldn't place why. Like
Mm.
it made me, it reminded me or brought up nostalgia for something, but
Mm.
I couldn't pinpoint what it was. And maybe it's Sugar.
Yeah. What's the chorus here? And then you'll wake up, and now you're old. State of mind. All right, don't sue us, Abrams. um, and then he goes, "Hey!" And I like that bit too, where he yells out, "Hey!" That's good.
That's good.
Mm.
It's a good bit.
Standout lyric. I guess you're limited to one song.
I'm limited to the one song, but I'll go with it. I'll go with it. It's the very opening of the verse for the song Home. He says, "You said you need a smoke. Don't be late again.
Oh,
Floating
you
in the
got that
wind."
song.
Yeah,
I thought
I'll
you
be
only
half
had.
awake. No, I don't have
Yeah.
that one. Help me to feel free.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, I will say that the this kind of ties to our conversation starter, which we're going to do at the end. but that first lyric tied to the lyric of the new song of one of the bands in my conversation starter, where the lyric of one of their songs, same thing about say the person talking to somebody who needs a smoke, and I just haven't. I didn't. Here we are, 2026. We're talking about cigarettes again. It's not. It's not all vaping.
Good. Students out there, our students, if you're listening, don't vape.
Oh,
Smoke
geez.
cigarettes instead. Much cooler.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that. Smoke wet. No, don't do that either. Don't smoke anything. It's bad for you. My standout lyric. I'm trying to look through my puffy eye here. My daughter poked me in the eye, listeners. It's her fault. I like Sirens. Insomnia Knows Him Well is my standout lyric. It's just one line from that song, but I don't know. There's something nice about Insomnia Knows Him Well as a lyric that I really like. It's a lyrical highlight of a song that I really, really enjoy. Thankfully, Insomnia doesn't know me well.
Unfortunately,
Borderline narcolepsy knows me well. Insomnia, no. And if I ever do wake up during the middle of the night, I just think it's like a gift. Like, yeah, I'm awake.
yeah,
No one around. It's quiet. It's peaceful.
I don't wake up, but man, I cannot fall asleep to save my life.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
If I had to pick an Olympic sport that's not invented, I would think just going to sleep would be. I'd give. If there was a competitive going to sleep contest, I could do it now if you want, listeners. If you got a couple of minutes, you can listen to this. Make for an interesting podcast. I think I'm very, very good at it, and my wife can attest to it. Particularly in the afternoon, after a nice big Portuguese lunch and half a litre of red wine, I can do it extremely well. So yeah, it's a gift. It's a special talent that I have.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I wish I had it.
Yeah. So that was standout lyric. We do have another category that we haven't discussed. What were they thinking?
What were they thinking? And I don't have anything for this.
No, I don't either. Kind of replaced that with the elephant in the room.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
That was another category that we came up with.
Yeah.
Are there any elephants in the room here?
But there was nothing. I mean, there was nothing obvious. Other than I do think that, and I don't know why I think this. I mean, maybe I need to go back and listen to, what was the other album? Blue
City.
Blue City. I just, for whatever reason, the vocals, the singing style really struck me this time as just being stronger, and I don't know why.
No, they've been pretty good. I thought Blue City was all right as well.
Yeah.
In the last few albums.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, Elephant in the Room. I always just think, why isn't this band huge? I think they're amazing. So, I think we've had that discussion before. I think they're popular enough. Like they were out in Europe in May. I only just saw this gig. I was searching to see if they were on tour, and I was like, oh, they played in London in May at Desert Fest. Not that I probably would have gone. I live in Lisbon, listeners, so I don't know. If I could have justified that. As great as that lineup looked, but they were out here. I'd love to see them do a proper European tour, or get onto the festival set or whatever. But I don't know. Like, to me, one of my favourite bands, sort of post the stoner rock era, one of my favourite bands was Torch. And this, for me, is in a similar category to that band. Sort of heavy but catchy. I guess Torch were lean more into the doomy side, the sort of Melvinsy doomy stuff. Whereas this band maybe crosses the other way into maybe some of those atone, like I don't know, what do you call that? I guess there's some Helmet in there even at times, or just some of that atonal stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
Helmet, even maybe like Quicksand. Remember the band Quicksand?
yeah, that sort of stuff. I get it's not punk so much. I don't know, or maybe a Fugazi or something. Um, so yeah, the influences are different, but just that combination of heaviness, but still accessible and catchy, like really heavy. Some of this album is probably the heaviest. Would you say?
You think so?
I think it. What would you say? The first one?
I was thinking one of the earlier ones.
Yeah, maybe the first one's heavier. I think that's one of the reasons I like this new album so much is that it taps back to calls back to that first album, but it brings all of everything they've learned since then. So it gives it a much more modern twist, and all this is beautifully produced, whereas the first album wasn't. And
Right.
the
Well, I'm
songwriting's generally better, the singing's better, so all of the musicianship and craftsmanship has developed, but they've called back to their early stuff in a way, which I like that mix.
Well, I was just thinking, we found this band because, if I'm remembering this correctly, at the end of 2020, they kept showing up on all these year-end reviews, right?
Yeah,
Of kind of just
modern
metal.
ways.
Yeah, it was Modern
Mod,
Ways,
yeah,
which that album got a lot of buzz. But In
mm,
the Dark, the follow-up was a fantastic album, and I
yeah.
don't.
That was the one that was on Small Stone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 And that, by the way, that In the Dark album cover is. I'm gonna if we ever do a conversation starter about favorite album covers, that's got to be in the conversation.
Oh yeah,
Um, I really love that album cover.
yep,
And but like they've been creating solid, consistent music since Modern Ways. I think that there is a shift between Modern Ways and the first two,
yep,
um, which I don't. I Where did the buzz go? You know what I'm saying? Like, why
mm.
was Modern Ways on all these year-end reviews, but the
Yeah.
others
That's a good
aren't?
question. And the others are all as strong.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, that's the elephant in the room.
there it is. We found
It was right there all the time.
it. I guess that's the point, isn't it?
All right, you got a Band Brownlow. Should we move into Band Brownlow?
Yeah,
Everyone loves the
we
Band
shall.
Brownlow.
They do.
This
They
will
do.
really test your archiving techniques.
Oh, I got it pulled up.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, it's right here in front of me.
Thank God for the
Um,
cloud, huh?
Look, I don't know. I can start, but there's not going to be any surprises at all
It's the bass
in where
player,
I'm
isn't
going
it?
with this. It's the same that I think I've picked for at least. I changed it up on Blue City. On Blue City,
Yeah,
I gave DeWitt, the drummer, my three, my
yeah,
man on ground. But every other album, I've done the exact same that I'm doing now.
yeah,
I'm starting with the bass player, Taylor Iverson, and then I'm going drummer, and then I'm going guitars. Although we've got two guitars, but I'm gonna give it to Amster just because I think his guitars are probably louder.
yeah. You know what? I'm giving the exact same order. I love the bass on this. The big badoos, the big. I think we identified. Oh, you're the bass guy. He's got some big, mean-looking bass. Not your
Oh,
usual.
oh, does he? I didn't
What's
notice.
like a Rickenbacker? Or is that what it's called?
Could
Is it
be. I mean,
some?
those are beasts.
It's some big, cool-looking thing. I don't know if he's still playing it because there's no. I don't think the video had any vision of him, but he's got. I don't even know if it's fretless or not, but it makes some big badoo sounds, and
Yeah.
I really like it.
I mean, he
And I
could
love the
totally
fact that
be
it's
playing.
right up in the mix, and you can hear it. So
Yeah.
often bass is buried away, but this one is right up front and very prominent. Drumming's great, and the interplay between the drum, the whole rhythm section is really good, especially that syncopate. He does a lot of syncopated, stuttering rhythms, and which aren't easy to drum, I'm sure. But he does them really well. And yeah, Zach Amster, I'll give the one vote, as you did. He's a good singer and he's a good guitarist and seems to be a bit of a creative force here.
Yeah. So you, for the record, have been, just if you're curious to know the history of this, you were Zach Amster was getting your man on ground for the first 4 albums. You changed it up, gave it to Iverson the last album, and you gave it back to him this one.
Well, there you
Anyway,
go.
he's our winner. He's got 31 votes total. Amster's got 21, and Ryan DeWitt has 12.
Yeah. And the drummer on the first album
was Michael Amster, and you gave him 3 votes, and I gave him 2.
He was great, but anyway.
Yeah.
He gone.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mike. If you're listening. All right. Who knows what the next album will bring? I just hope they keep putting albums out, and I'd love to see them over here in Europe. Boys, if you're listening, it'd be great to get you out here. We don't really think of London as part of Europe anymore, so we want to get you onto continental Europe. And I'm sure you'd be appreciated on the festivals, the various festivals around Northern Europe, and if you could manage to make it to the Iberian Peninsula, we'd love to see you down this way as well.
I think you'll get them before I do.
Yeah, you don't think they've got any Japanese tours planned?
Well, not if I can't get the album here.
Yeah. Yeah. Be interesting to see if they continue with this aggressive style in the next album, or they seem happy to experiment and go with whatever mood takes them. So we'll see where they go. Speaking of next albums, before we get into our little conversation starter, should we go with the All Them Witches album for our next one, Scotty?
Yeah, we should.
It's out, right? Last time
it is out.
You might have listeners. You might have noticed the old voice of God coming in during the podcast and saying, "That's not true. We can't pick that album." But now it's out, I think.
Now it's out.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did it come out? I've got it right here on my phone.
I think it was late May.
It just came out, I think. Yeah.
Have you listened to any of it yet? Be honest. You can't. You're allowed to.
I listened to the first song.
Okay.
But then I corrected myself.
You felt guilty?
Yeah. But I did listen to the first track, which was called Red Rocking Chair.
Okay. All right. Don't
came out May 29th.
Hold your thoughts. Has it got a film clip?
Not that I saw. Not that I looked for.
Okay. All right. Excited for that one. We've still got Coroner sitting there for us as well. It might be a little while until we speak again, depending on our logistics, because we've both got intercontinental trips, family trips coming up, which makes this difficult. But it's good to know that at least we've got an All Them Witches album to accompany us on those long haul flights.
But yeah, it looks like it's a tight 10 songs, 43 minutes.
So, maybe we should, because what else was there? There was Coroner as well, right?
Yeah.
Look, if it takes a long time, maybe we can listen to All Them Witches and Coroner and do a sort of double recording session when we get back from...
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah. So we can knock a couple out early. Not that our listeners are used to our schedule by now, hopefully. But don't expect anything soon, listeners. But yeah, it will be, when we get to it, All Them Witches. So, I'm sure you don't need any encouragement, because that's been one of our favourite bands along the journey. And very excited to hear the new one. And then, we're going back to what? Swedish? No, not Swedish. Swiss thrash. Say that 6 times quickly.
With Coroner,
yeah. Metal Man Matt will be he's been anxiously awaiting us to get onto Coroner. So let's do that as well. And we can record. Might be a couple of months by the time we get to this, listeners, but bear with us. All right, listeners, with that little pit stop out of the way, we're going to get to our latter half of the show now. So you know what we're listening to next, so we don't even have to talk about that. It's All Them Witches. So the last thing we want to talk about, we always have a conversation starter. something to just sort of lead us out with, because we don't catch up very often, Scott. This is basically it. The podcast is our excuse to catch up and
It is, and it's
have a little
great.
chat. It's great. Fantastic. So just to sort of get us chatting, we have a little topic. Today's topic was prompted by the fact that I really like Abrams, and I just wonder how many other people do. And then I thought, well, what other bands are there that I listen to a lot and look forward to new releases, or, constantly digging out? And then I just had that not many, if any, other people listen to. So I'm wondering, I asked for 3. I've actually got 4, Scotty. How'd you go getting down to 3?
It was hard because I don't know, like, I know the people I hang out with. I know sort of like,
yeah, but no one I hang out with is listening to any of the bands that I listen to.
Well, that's kind of what I'm getting at. So it was really hard to figure out, what do I listen to that I'm not sure other people listen to. Because there are some where, like, if I drop the name of a band and I just assume everybody knows that, and all of a sudden people are staring at me like, huh? In fact, I think Faith No More came up in conversation with somebody the other day, and the person had no idea who I was talking about. In fact, when Eddie Vedder came, I have a colleague that I work with. She's never heard of Pearl Jam.
Oh, give me a break.
Right? So, okay. So that's my point.
Are these friends of yours?
The one they're colleagues.
If you've got a friend and they haven't heard of Faith No More, it's time to reassess your friendship.
But meanwhile, I've got another who is just like obsessed with bands like Sleep and Jesu, and we talk about this, like, we talk about that a lot.
Yeah,
those sorts of kind of like.
Before we move on from Faith No More, did you ever listen to Sol Invictus?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right then. Because I never did. I haven't really listened to that album, and I've just thought, for whatever reason, I never picked it up at the time, and
when I saw them open up for Black Sabbath in London, and that was when they were just coming back, and they played 2 new songs before the album came out, and that was sort of like,
which album?
Sol Invictus. Yeah. Okay. And they had played 2 of the tracks off it, but it was, which seems really rare right now, that you would not know that the band had 2 new songs. But I remember they played these 2 new songs, and the crowd went crazy. We're like, wait, what's this? What's this? Anyway,
is it good?
No, it's yes. I mean, it doesn't hold up to Angel Dust, but what does?
Wow. I don't know, the real thing.
I think Angel Dust is just like a phenomenal album, start to
King
finish.
for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime. I think that stretch they're all very good.
They're all very good, but Angel Dust is a masterpiece.
I even like Introduce Yourself, and some of their pre-part and stuff is pretty good too.
Chuck Mosley. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, but
you should listen.
Okay, so Pearl Jam does not qualify for bands that you listen to that no one else has ever heard of.
Yeah. So here they are. So I narrowed down my 3, and I think I think I got stuck on it.
Neither does Jesu, or what was the other one you mentioned? Sleep.
Yeah.
No, these are popular bands. Everyone's heard of Sleep.
Okay, but so then I think my list is invalid. Because I don't think I play by your rules.
All right.
So
Metallica.
Here's my first one. The first one, when you asked this, was the band Afghan Wigs.
Okay.
Every time they put out a
new
album,
that guy. What's his name? Greg
Dully. Greg Dully. Yeah.
The only reason I've heard that name is because of you.
Okay, so maybe then I am right here, because anything this guy does, Twilight Singers, the Gutter Twins, but Afghan Wigs, they had a new single that came out on Friday, and I heard it, and I'm like, yes, this is what I want. This song is exactly what I want when I listen to Afghan Wigs. I was pleased. I was very happy. But while I was sitting in that moment, I was like, is anybody else listening to this? Like, is anybody else looking forward to this?
Would I like Afghan Wigs?
I don't know. Like, I know that I've put.
They're not heavy, right?
Not really. No.
But
no,
there's a lot of stuff that I like that's not heavy.
No. They're not heavy. But their style is considerably different from who they were in the 90s. I think when I was texting you, the the stuff that they've done since coming back together in like 2014 is just more melodic and layered and nuanced, whereas the other stuff was kind of more just sort of kind of in that alternative 90s grungy, grunge not grunge sound.
What are their closest contemporaries in terms of sound?
Well, I mean, now I don't know. Like I would say Twilight Singers, but that's also Greg Dully. Um, yeah, I don't know who I would compare them to.
Okay.
Yeah, just have a listen.
Okay, I will.
So that was the one that just came to me. Obviously, am I
I'll
going
add
through
it
all
to my
three,
list with All Them Witches, the first Coroner album, and Afghan Wigs.
So do I do all my three?
Flight to Australia.
Are you going to jump in? Do you want to? Do we go back and forth, or do I just give you?
Well, I've got four because
You've got four. All right.
Ignored the rules too.
I'll give you my three.
Right.
And then the other one, but see, all of these again. It's the other one is Hamilton Lighthouser.
Never heard of him.
He was the lead singer for a band called the Walkmen.
Okay.
And the Walkmen stuff is good. It's fine, but his solo stuff is it's maybe pretentious, but I don't think so. I mean, he's just kind of a like the first album was all like so much of it is done on like xylophone.
What?
it's anyway. So Hamilton Lighthouser.
And then just a xylophone, or like with
no,
other
there's other instruments in it, but it's more kind of
it's not like something a grade 6 kid would record.
No, it's just, no, like chopsticks just over and over. No,
this is awesome.
And then anyway, so I don't know if anybody else listened to that. And then the other one.
What's the name again? Hamilton Lighthouse.
Lighthouser, yeah.
Lighthouser.
And the album it's his first like Black. What the hell is it called? Black something. Black Nights. Black something.
All right.
Yeah. And then
if there's any Hamilton Lighthouser fans out there, please let us know. Contact us.
And then the last one that I put on here, again, a person who's super well known, but I don't know if anybody listens to his solo stuff. Black Hours, by the way, is the album with the xylophones. Okay. Is Lindsey Buckingham's solo stuff.
Okay.
I love like just his instrumental solo stuff, and just he's got like this little kind of personalized guitar that was made by this one guy specifically for him, and he plays it kind of just like with a banjo feel, but I can't. Anyway,
there's Lindsey Buckingham stuff that's not purely instrumental, right? There's a song called, was it Trouble?
Yeah, that's a good song. That's one of his solo songs.
All right, but some of his stuff is instrumental.
Yeah, he does a lot of just like kind of instrumental acoustic stuff. I mean, it's intersplit, right? So the album it's going to be mostly songs with verses and choruses and whatnot. But he's got all these like interwoven in there are little instrumental numbers. And I don't know. I love the sound.
Cool.
There it is. There's my three.
All right. The second one, Hamilton Lighthouser.
Yeah.
That's the one for me no, I have not heard of that. Lindsey Buckingham, yes, I've heard of. Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still with us.
Oh, shout out to you, Lindsey, if you're listening.
We almost lost him. I think he had a massive heart attack a few years back.
Okay. All right. Oh, thankfully he survived. All right, good stuff, Lindsey. Give us a new album. Scott wants to hear one. No one else does, just Scott.
Just me.
So, yeah, that'd be nice if you could do that for him. All right, I've got four, as I said, because I thought of two, and then I thought, I better put an Australian one in, but then there were two clear standout Australian bands. And I think, for me, it's probably just the mists of time as much as the levels of obscurity here, because I don't think any of these bands are active anymore. The first one's on Small Stone, and I don't know that they put it. It's just sometimes it's just a random album that I happen to have in my collection, and every now and then a song comes on while I'm playing Civilization or something, and I just think that's amazing. So some of these bands are just like bands that I, for whatever reason, have picked up over the journey and really like. So Luda is the first band. Have you ever heard of Luda?
No,
Luder. I'm just looking them up now.
looking them up right now. Keeps wanting to. It keeps taking me to Ludacris.
Yeah, so they're on Small Stone. They do have.
Oh, here
They've
we
got
go.
2 albums. So the one I like is called Adelphophagia.
Yeah, I got it.
Um,
They just released a new song in 2025 called "I Will Find a Way."
oh, okay. Well, I must chase that up. It's just really that one album that I'm familiar with. So I guess I've given myself some homework here. Always like Small Stone stuff. They're a friend of the show as well, and we'll mention them later as we're leading up. But yeah,
Sorry, I was say the drummers from Nova Driver.
okay,
Sorry.
doesn't mean much to me. I like female singers in music generally in stoner rock, and this one has a very good singer. Her name is Sue. No, she plays bass, Sue Lott, but she sings as well. Certainly on this album. So yeah, just really worth checking that out. Adelphophagia by Luda, an excellent stoner rock, but it's sort of more just rock really, but really good, well produced, and just sounds great. The other non-Australian one is another obscure stoner rock band. I think they're obscure anyway. Gas Giant. Who I believe are from Copenhagen. Gas. Again, I'm Googling here. There's a few Gas Giants. There's one from Arizona, or Gas Giants from Arizona. I think there's another one from... The one I like is from Denmark. Stoner rock and space psychedelia is what I'm getting here on their AI overview on my internet search. But the album I really like is called Pleasant Journey in Heavy Tunes. And you can listen to it directly on their Bandcamp page, and it's probably on Spotify and all those other things that people listen to music on. So yeah, if you just want something fun to check out, some old school stoner, Gas Giant is a lot of fun. And every time I hear it, I just think, yeah, Gas Giant, you guys rock. No one else has ever heard of them, but you guys rock.
Can I add something to Luder real quick?
Yeah.
One of the guitar players is Scott Hamilton, who owns Small Stone.
Oh my God.
And the Nova Driver, I brought that up because we used to talk about them when we were doing way back in the beginning with
yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
Atomic Bitch Wax.
Okay. So there's links back through them as well. Anyway, go have a listen. It's really good. Yeah, Small Stone, a good album. What's his name again?
Scott Hamilton.
Scott. Shout out to you, Scotty. I appreciate your music as well as everything else you do. Okay, so the other 2 are Australian bands. One is, unfortunately, called Peeping Tom. Unfortunately, because Mike Patton... Was it Mike Patton?
Yep, it was Mike Patton.
Had a side project called Peeping Tom, and it kind of bulldozed this Melbourne-based Peeping Tom, who are so good. And I used to go and see them a lot. Every time they were playing, I'd go and see them at these funny little venues in Melbourne. And the guy, the singer, and he was either the guitarist or the bass player as well, had a bald head and a beard, like as I do now, but I didn't back then. But and he used to live near me in Northcote, and he was always on the same tram, and he was just a nice guy. I don't know, they were just such a good band, and What's their album called? God, come on, brain. Peeping Tom. It starts with At the Gate. It starts with these two songs that join together called At the Gates of Constellation Argus. And one of my friends, Cal, just knows every note on that album. So often when we were out, wandering home from wherever we'd been, he would just proceed to do the whole album basically from start to finish. So yeah, that's one of the reasons it's hard to find them is because this Mike Patton thing's just come in and ridden over the top of all their old stuff now. So every time you search for Peeping Tom, you just get Mike Patton. But if you want to check them out, I think it's self-titled. It's just Peeping Tom by Peeping Tom, and we'll link to it in the show notes. At the Gates, a Constellation Argus is a great way to kick this off. And there were a whole bunch of other really good songs. Truck City Drive was a great song. Made in Japan, a little Japanese connection there for you, Scotty. And Auxiliary Priest is very good. I don't know. The whole album's great. I used to love going
find them. It looks like they broke up and reformed another band by the name of Sons of the Ionian Sea.
Yes.
Okay, so I found that, but I can't find them on Apple Music at all.
No, well, they're on Bandcamp, and I'm just looking at them now. The second most recent buyer of this album was, how it shows little badges of the buyers on Bandcamp?
Yeah.
The second most recent person, or in this case, group of people that bought this album was Unshuffled Podcast, which was me when I was topping up I was going through all my old CD, my rips of my CDs, and realised that for some reason this one had been lost. So I rebought it. So there you go. Our logo is sitting pretty as the second most recent download of this album. But listeners, go and check it out, and we'll put a link in the show notes. Peeping Tom, self-titled album, and
is this the one with the fella on the bicycle?
Yeah, although I don't remember. Yeah, that's it. So you've found it as well.
Okay, I found it. Yeah,
I don't actually remember that album cover back in the day. That might have been added since. And then they had another album called Music Swap Shop, which was good too. They had an EP called Sav Rocker, which was a play on words of a very well-known Australian rules footballer at the time, who went on to be a punter in the NFL, actually. So he played for the Philadelphia Eagles. His name was Saverio Rocker, or Sav Rocker, but they changed it to Rocker, which was very clever and funny. To me, at least, if no one else. The other band I'm going to mention is a band called Dern Rutledge. DERN is the first word. Rutledge, RUTLEDGE. Another Melbourne band. I think, for some reason, that name, now that I think of it, now that I say it, is a link back to some American whiskey or bourbon. It's like the name on... Oh, God. Listeners, thankfully this is in the second part of the show where you don't care. So, Dern Rutledge. It's got something to do with like Jack Daniels or something.
They were named after two characters in a Jack Daniels ad.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
A stoner rock band from Melbourne, Australia. Yeah. Do you know the ad? I don't even know what the...
No, I don't know the ad.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of what it would be, but I can't. I don't.
Okay. Oh, well done on finding that. But yeah, okay, so my memory isn't completely misleading me there. Something to do... What did you say? Jack Daniels.
Yep, Jack Daniels.
So anyway, they released basically one full album called Johnny No Stars, and it's so good. It's so good. And they never made it, and that's fine. But like, just if you can do one thing, go and listen to Johnny No Stars, especially the first song off that album, which is called So Far From The Metal or something like that. Turn Rutledge. I'm just Googling here. It's just like this. It's so good, man. Far From The Metal is the first song, and there's a lot of really good songs on that album, including Lines on the Table, which is great. Loaded's a good song. But yeah, Far From The Metal, it's just such a good song. So I won't say any more. It's a slow build, almost like AC/DC levels of precision hard rock. I wouldn't even call it stoner rock. A lot of their other stuff is, but this is just a great hard rock song in that classic AC/DC vein. Where every sort of drum beat and note is perfectly in place. So listen to that one. Dern Rutledge.
So
Okay.
I think had you gone first, I would have understood a little bit better. Because one of the bands that I would have thrown in there, it was a band called Tripmaster Monkey. That
Who are they?
It was I don't even know if they used to, when I was in high school, they would play in Iowa City and Cedar Rapids where I was growing. I felt like I saw them multiple times. In fact, one of the bands I was in, we opened up for them when I was a senior in high school, and they had an EP called Faster Than Dwight. And that was one of those that when I was making sure to like replace my music and my CDs, I had to track that one down.
Is it still out there on the internet somewhere?
I don't know. Tripmaster Monkey, Faster Than Dwight.
Faster Than Dwight. That's a cool album cover.
Oh yeah, they are from Iowa. So they were a local band, which would explain why I saw them as many times as I did.
Something about those local bands growing up.
Yeah.
That who were some of the others for me in Ballarat, Australia? Damaged. I've spoken about them before. This metal band that they're not that, like, they are well known, I guess, ish. Geez, they were good. To see them just in a little pub in Ballarat, man, blow your head off. The Fat Thing were fun. I don't know. There were some fun little local bands getting around my hometown, my crappy little hometown in Australia. Shout out to all the Ballarat listeners.
As we're talking about hard to find albums, trying to get my hands on. So the guys from Slipknot started a side project.
Yeah.
And I think it's like Slipknot's like 9 people. I think like 5 of the 9 just put a side project called Look Outside Your Window.
Right.
And it's not available at all on digital. You can only get it physical. It was only been released on CD or vinyl.
Okay.
And I tried. I ordered it. I'm curious to hear it.
All right. Let me know next time we chat, whenever the hell that is.
I will. I will.
All right. Okay, listeners, there's a little bit for there if you're looking for some obscure stuff, a little bit to chase up. Luda, Gas Giant, Harrison Lighthouse Man, all this stuff.
That was cool.
Faster Than Dwight. Go check it all out. Let us know what you think. You can email us, listeners, if you'd like to just join in on any of these discussions, or just let us know that you're listening.
I've added Luda and Gas Giant to my
long haul flight listening.
Yep.
Good. All right.
Yep.
I'll put one of yours on. I don't know. I'll have a listen again. Decide which one I want to ever listen to. Anyway, email us at unshuffledpod@gmail.com. Listeners, we'd love to hear from you. We're on Blue Sky, Unshuffled Pod. We've got a website, unshuffledpod.com, where you find all the old stuff, and the show notes go there eventually. Speaking of obscure things that no one else knows about, the unshuffledpod.com website.
You think anybody else is listening to this?
God, no. Especially not at this point. And that's why we love it. And yeah, let's keep it that way. Don't tell your friends. Small Stone, we mentioned them a couple of times. They let us use the song at the start and the finish. We love that song. It's called Vanguard by the band Seven Planets off their sort of instrumental stoner rock album called Explorer, which is well worth checking out. Thank you, Small Stone, for that and for being a part of Luda, which I still listen to from time to time. And yeah, just get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you. Metal Man Matt, haven't heard from you for a while, so no doubt you've just been waiting for us to get onto Coroner. So your time is about to come. We want plenty of input from you as we go through, please. All right, listeners, and Scotty, let's wrap this up and get out of here. I got a bed to go to, and you've got a day to deal with.
I do.
Good luck with that.
I know.
All right. Thanks, everyone. We do appreciate it. Keep downloading, keep listening, and keep enjoying the album. Enjoy all them witches, too. And Coroner. I'm sure it'll be great. All right. Ciao.